Mickey Finn, Part 13. Saturday. As she walked down the street smoking a cigarette and looking for a Starbucks to quench her thirst, Carla felt simultaneously elated and distraught. She'd spent the morning presenting her case to two detectives, telling Lucy's and Molly's stories, as well as her own. Unlike last time when she got a spotty uniformed officer barely out of school, this time she felt like she was talking to pros, and what's more, they were taking her seriously. Despite the rapes and the stories of pills in stock drawers, it was the text messages that were the key. They were something that were real and tangible. It was exactly what Carla had expected and exactly what she wanted, knowing that with each message Pinprick had sent, he was incriminating himself. At the end of the meeting, the two coppers told her that they'd do their utmost to investigate everything, including the rapes. So why was Carla so distraught? She betrayed her two friends, that's why. She promised them confidentiality and then had gone and blabbed it all to the police. She promised to give them time, to let them go to the police when they were ready. But she'd ridden roughshod over those promises. She'd known it was the right thing to do. They needed to put that cesspit away before he had the chance to create another Lucy or Molly. Time was of the essence. But she felt awful, guilty, cheap, dishonest. Her phone buzzed in her bag. Her stomach flipped. Had one of the women already been visited by the police? Was this telling her she was a traitor? Or was it Pinprick with another one of those obscene messages? She almost hid her eyes as she looked at her phone. It was just Josh. Gosh, Josh. He'd seemed such a major problem 5 days ago, but now he was the least of her worries. She'd deal with him when all this was over. Skinny latte, please, she said to the barista. What's your name, love? He replied. She hated giving her name. It felt like an invasion of privacy somehow. Having your name written on a cup and then shouted out when her drink was ready wasn't right. Scum like Pinprick could use that against you. Janice, she said, reflecting her mood. The barman didn't flinch. He just wrote it on the cup and took her money. Carla flinched though when she looked around for a place to sit and saw him sitting there waiting for her. This could not have been a coincidence. He'd followed her. Was he putting the frighteners on her? Thank God she hadn't given her name. She got out her phone and played with it while she waited for a drink, trying to avoid those nasty eyes watching her. Then she took her coffee and sat as far away as possible, but still in the safety of the cafe. A nicotine hit could wait. She was aware of him watching her for a bit before he stood up and left. He hadn't said a word, but he didn't need to. Carla was shaking like a leaf. She checked her phone. The image wasn't steady, but the video clearly showed him, clearly showed those ugly eyes staring at her. She found the business card the detectives had given her and sent the video to them. She recovered her composure just enough to go outside to have a smoke, but after only 2 puffs her phone rang. It was Lucy. Fuck. But she had to answer it. She hit the green button. What the hell have you done? Carla could tell Lucy had been crying. They came to my house, to my home, invaded my life. I'm sorry. I trusted you, you cow. Did you speak to them? Did you tell them? Carla was trying to brazen it out. Of course I spoke to them. I had to. Good girl. Don't you good girl me, you patronising bitch. I never want to see your ugly face again. With that, the line went dead and Carla's knees went weak. Tears fell to the floor. God, she needed a hug. But who was there to hug her? She stubbed out a cigarette and took the long way home, watching, eyes everywhere, making sure she wasn't being followed, and feeling like shit.